Well, I'm Jamie,
And I'm Krista.
and we have been coming to One since Father's Day of 2004.
My first thoughts about For the One was I was excited. I love what it's all about, just about the other building for the youth, and we have 3 youth that are involved, so it didn't take any convincing me. I was on board. And, we just looked at each other and knew that this was definitely something that we were, going to continue giving to. And we knew that God was kind of calling us to go over and above and kind of step out of our comfort zone when we chose the number.
Yeah, and I think at every point of our journey, we've been that person. Before we received Christ, somebody gave so that we could show up at a church or a function or something. And without those people, the message doesn't get presented. And so anytime it's reaching people for Christ, there's not really much convincing that needs to happen. Mm-hmm. It becomes more of a, what's the dollar amount? And on the For the One campaign, we came up with our number for the 2-year initiative, and we felt like it was doable, but somewhat of a stretch. It was more than we had ever given, and so I think that was in February was the For the One kickoff, and from February to December, we got our giving statement at the end of the last year, and we actually gave $1 more than what we had pledged for the whole 2 years.
Yeah.
In that period of time. God's been extremely faithful to us through our whole journey, and
He's not going to stop now. His word works, and so we just stand upon the promises that we see in the word, and He always shows up. He's always faithful. I've heard people say that they can't afford to tithe. And, I've always said, I can't afford not to. It's just priority, and, God's word says to do it. So
yeah,
it's about obedience for me.
Yeah, it really is. It's obedience, and what's the legacy? Why are you living your life? Is it to collect a bunch of stuff and to buy a bunch of things, or is it really to impact people for eternity? And our take on it is, I'd much rather be without a lot of the stuff, but leave a legacy for our kids of faithfulness and God's provision in our lives because we chose to do things His way.